Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Deving Saraswating Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityang Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. On the occasion of the temple opening of ISKCON Mangaluru, Radha Govinda temple, tomorrow is also very, very auspicious day. Tomorrow is the auspicious appearance day of Lord Balaram. So we will be discussing from 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Canto 10, Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 2, prayers by the demigods for Lord Sri Krishna, text number 7. Gacha Devi Brajam Bhadre Gopo Gobir Alankritam Rohini Vasudevasya Bharjaste Nanda Gokule Anayasya Kansa Sangbigna Vivareshu Vasantihi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Lord ordered Yogamaya, O my potency, who are worshipable for the entire world and whose nature is to bestow good fortune upon all living entities, go to Braja, where there live many cowherd men and their wives. In that very beautiful land where many cows reside, Rohini, the wife of Vasudev, is living at the home of Nanda Maharaj. Other wives of Vasudev are also living there incognito because of fear of Krishna. Please go there. Purport. Nanda Gokula, the residence of King Nanda, was itself very beautiful, and when Yogamaya was ordered to go there and encourage the devotees with fearlessness, it became even more beautiful and safe. Because Yogamaya had the ability to create such an atmosphere, the Lord ordered her to go to Nanda Gokula. Mukam karati vachalam panghulanghaite giring jatkripatamaham vande Sri Gurung Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Vrindavan Dham ki. So tomorrow we will be celebrating the appearance day of Lord Balaram. So taking that opportunity, we will be discussing about Krishna Balaram in Vrindavan. So how many of you are comfortable to hear in English? Is okay with all of you? Very good. How many of you are from Karnataka? How many of you are from Gujarat? Okay. I don't know which states are you from then? Which other state? Huh? Andhra Pradesh? Tamil Nadu? Okay. So multi-states gathering. So English is okay for all of you. Thank you very much. Because very difficult to translate because so many translations will be required. So how many of you accept Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Very good. How many of you accept that Vrindavan Dham is the topmost place in the spiritual world? Very good. So how many of you want to go to that place? Thank you. So you are on the same page? So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma chame divyam evang javetti tattata takta deham punarjanma noiti mamiti savarjana. In order to enter into the spiritual world, we have to understand, really understand the activities and the appearance of the Lord. It is said that Krishna is Aja. It means he does not take birth. But we celebrate Janmashtami. So by this we have to understand that Krishna's birth, Krishna's activities are transcendental. So Balaram is the first expansion of Krishna. So what happened? Today we will be discussing the scene before Krishna came into the world. So Vasudeva and Devaki, after marriage, they are coming on the chariot. And who was the chariot driver? Kamsa. And all of you know the relationship between Kamsa and Devaki, his own sister. Then what happened? There was a voice from the sky. That voice said, Kamsa, you are a fool. You are driving the chariot. And the lady who is sitting, who is your sister, Devaki, but the 8th child will be the cause of your death. That was the message from the sky. And as soon as Kamsa heard that message, immediately his role and attitude completely changed. So he wanted to kill Devaki immediately. And that is the nature of this world. So-called love, so-called friendship is all selfish by nature in this world. So her own brother wanted to kill her. Why? Because he got the news that the 8th child of his sister will be the cause of his death. Then Vasudeva consoled him. Beautiful explanation is there in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And somehow Kamsa accepted what Vasudeva said, that although the 8th child will be the cause of your death, I will deliver each and every child to you. And even Kamsa had the faith in the words of Vasudeva, because Vasudeva was very, very truthful. So truthfulness is the foundation of dharma, especially in this age of Kali. There are 4 pillars of dharma: Satya, Daya, Tapa, Saucha. Satya means truthfulness, Daya means mercy, Tapa means austerity, Saucha means cleanliness. These are the 4 pillars of dharma. But these 4 pillars of dharma are destroyed by 4 pillars of sinful activities in this age of Kali: meat eating, gambling, intoxication, and illicit sex. So how it is connected? If someone is involved in meat eating, then dharma of mercy will be destroyed. Then if someone is intoxicated, then the dharma of austerity will be destroyed. If someone is involved in illicit sex, then what will happen? The purity will be destroyed. Then last one is truthfulness. If someone is involved in gambling, then truthfulness will be destroyed. So, in this age of Kali, these four pillars of sinful activities are very strongly established. And because of that, adharma is very, very powerful in this age of Kali. Only one leg of dharma is there in this age of Kali, that is the leg of truthfulness. But people are also very expert nowadays to tell lies. And that's why slowly, that pillar of dharma is also very, very weak in this age of Kali. So, Kamsa believed the words of Vasudeva. And Vasudeva was released. Then first son was born. And Vasudeva brought the first son to Kamsa. And Kamsa told Vasudeva that eighth son is the cause of my death. First son, I don't have any fear. So I don't have any problem with your first son. Take this boy. So Vasudeva was doubtful also, because the demoniac people always changes. Very difficult to have trust in demoniac people. But somehow Vasudeva became very doubtful. At the same time, he took his son happily. Then Narad Muni started thinking, what's going on? Kamsa became very merciful. If Kamsa becomes merciful like this, then it will be very difficult for Krishna to appear. Because that is the connection. More demoniac forces will be strong, Krishna's appearance will be faster. Jada jada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamaham paritranaya sadhunang vinasaya cha duskritam dharma samasthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So when there is a predominant rise of religion, that time Krishna appears. So that's why Krishna will come if Kamsa becomes very, very demoniac. So Narad Muni came to Kamsa. Narad Muni is a pure devotee of the Lord, and now we should see how he is interacting with Kamsa. He told Kamsa, I came from a place where demigods were having meeting. And they are conspiring how to kill you. Okay. And all the demigods have appeared here. You don't know whose demigod has appeared. And demigods are very tricky by nature. You got the message that eighth child will be the cause of your death, but you don't know the mathematics of demigods. Which one is eighth? According to you, someone may be eighth, but according to the demigods, that may not be the eighth. Maybe the first child can be the eighth child also. You never know. In that way, Narad Muni was trying to make Kamsa understand that any child can be the cause of his death. And by the powerful presentation of Narad Muni, Kamsa got convinced that any child can be the cause of his death. And he started killing one after another. The 6 children were brutally killed by Kamsa. There is a whole story. Time is limited, we will not go into that detail. So 6 children represent 6 anarthas that should be understood. In our heart, there are many anarthas, unlimited anarthas. Krishna is unlimited, and because of the connection with the Lord, we should also have something unlimited. And what is that unlimited thing we have? We have unlimited material desires. And because of unlimited material desires, we have unlimited varieties of anarthas. But the 6 are very, very prominent. Lust, anger, greed, pride, envy and illusion. These are the 6 primary anarthas. That's why the heart which is filled with these anarthas is not a suitable place for Krishna to appear. That's why in order to make our heart suitable for Krishna's appearance and for Krishna's residence, the heart has to be pure. Lord is very, very pure. Absolutely pure. What is the meaning of purity? Purity means the Lord is beyond 3 modes of material nature. This world is contaminated by 3 modes. Mode of goodness, mode of passion and mode of ignorance. Everything is contaminated by the 3 modes. So goodness is pure, but it is not absolutely pure. Absolutely pure is pure goodness, where goodness is not contaminated by passion and ignorance. So Krishna is making his own arrangement to appear. Because Krishna will appear in the womb of Devaki. But to prepare the womb of Devaki, some cleaning has to be done. That's why by killing these 6 Garvasuras, that 6 Asuras in the womb of Devaki is very, very significant. By killing these 6 Asuras, Krishna cleansed the womb of Devaki. So cleaning process is very painful process. If something is dirty, even in this world, if the room is dirty for many, many days, many, many months, when you clean that room, is very, very difficult experience, right? And people don't like to clean also, let it remain like that. In the same way, cleaning our heart is also not a very pleasant experience. But we have to go through that. Just like if someone is having a chronic disease, that person has to go through that operation by an expert doctor. But that operation is not a pleasant experience. But if operation takes place nicely, successfully, then after that, that person will have healthy and blissful life. So in the same way, we have to go through that purification. So Devaki was going through that purification. Vasudev was going through that purification. Vasudev also means Suddha Sattva, pure goodness. Then what happened? Then Krishna called Yogamaya. And he said that my expansion, Shesha, Balaram, is residing in the womb of who? That is a good question. That will be explained tomorrow. So generally, we know that Balaram is the son of Rohini. But first, we should know that Balaram also appeared in the womb of Devaki as the 7th child. So Balaram is Guru Tattva. Balaram is the original Guru. Why? What is the difference between Guru and Krishna? Very interesting subject matter. Sakshat Haritren. It is said Lord and spiritual master is non-different. At the same time is different. Achinta, Veda Veda, Tattva. Two kinds of God. Sevak Bhagavan and Sevya Bhagavan. Krishna is Sevya Bhagavan, who accepts service. And Balaram is Sevak Bhagavan, who renders service. Therefore, Guru's business is to render service to Krishna. That is the position of Guru. And not only he engages himself in the service of the Lord, he engages his disciples also in the service of the Lord. So whole purpose is serving Krishna. That is the purpose. So Guru is very, very important in our life. Brahmanda Bhamite Kono Bhagavan Jiv Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. By the mercy of Guru and Krishna, we receive the seed of devotional service. It is explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So by the mercy of Krishna, we get Guru, and by the mercy of Guru, we get Krishna. How is that? Because Krishna is there in the heart as Paramatma. He is the Adi Guru. He is the Guru in the heart. Chaitya Guru. So when someone is very, very sincere to understand Krishna, then what happens? Krishna arranges everything. Just like Dhruva Maharaj. So Dhruva Maharaj was advised by his mother that whatever desire you have can be fulfilled by the Supreme Personality of God. Then he said, where does Lord reside? Where does he stay? Then Dhruva's mother told that I heard the Central people go to the forest in search of God. So immediately Dhruva left the palace and started moving towards the forest. And on the way, Narad Muni came. You may ask how Narad Muni could know that Dhruva is on the way to the forest in search of God. So it is explained by Srila Prabhupada, the pure devotee, like Narad Muni, can act like Paramatma. Just like Paramatma knows what's going on in everyone's heart. By Guru of that stature, that Mahabhagavat Guru, that level of Guru can act like Paramatma. Not every Guru. Guru has different standards also. Not that every Guru is same. Just like Vaishnava also has different levels. Kanishtadhikari Vaishnava, Madhyamadhikari Vaishnava, Uttamadhikari Vaishnava. In the same way, Prabhupada says that Kanishtadhikari Guru, Madhyamadhikari Guru, Uttamadhikari Guru, there are different levels of Guru. So, Narad Muni is highest level of spiritual master. Mahabhagavat Guru. And also, Paramatma is there in the heart of Narad Muni, and Paramatma is also there in the heart of Dhruva Maharaj. So that connection is there. And because of that, Narad Muni could understand that Dhruva needs help. That's why Guru appeared. So Krishna is very, very merciful, and when we are very, very sincere to attain Him, Krishna makes all necessary arrangements. Whatever is needed to attain our spiritual perfection will be arranged by Krishna. So Balaram is Adi Guru. Why? Because he is in the mood of serving Krishna. He is in the mood of serving Krishna. And he serves in every possible way. So somebody asked, what is the difference between Krishna and Balaram? There is a debate going on during Prabhupada's time. Disciples were gathering together and there was a debate. What is the difference between Krishna and Balaram? Both are Supreme Personality of Godhead. At the same time, two different persons. What is the difference? So male group and female group, two separate groups, they are discussing on the topic. So the male group said, Krishna is black and Balaram is white. That is the difference. Very good. Good logic. Then the ladies group, they said, Krishna dances with Radharani, but Balaram has no Radharani. That is the difference. That is also correct. So debate was going on. Then what happened? They could not resolve it. Then one senior disciple of Prabhupada went to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, there is some debate going on. Subject matter is Krishna and Balaram. Then he said, what is the problem? He said, they are discussing what is the difference between Krishna and Balaram. He said, the male devotees, they are telling that Krishna is black, Balaram is white. That is the difference. Prabhupada said, they are correct. Then it was explained to him that Mataji group, they are telling that Krishna is Radharaman, but Balaram is not Radharaman. Prabhupada said, they are also correct. Then that disciple, senior disciple, he said, Prabhupada, how both can be correct? Prabhupada said, you are also correct. So in that way, Prabhupada, it is how to reconcile, but you reconcile. So in this world, in order to make anything right, others have to be wrong. But in the spiritual world, many things can be correct at the same time. That is known as inconceivable potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in order to understand Krishna, in order to understand Balaram, we have to understand that we cannot understand them. That is understanding. Because they are inconceivable. Lord Brahma performed austerity for thousands of years. And after so much austerity, he said, I came to the realization that I can never realize Krishna. That is the realization. But we think, oh, I will understand Krishna by chanting holy name, by hearing Bhagavatam, by this, by that, I will understand Krishna. It's not possible. Why? Because Krishna has two things. Krishna is unlimited, Ananta, and Krishna is also inconceivable, Achintya. And because of these two qualities, the tiny living entity cannot understand him. And what is the size of the living entity? Very big or small? Rupa Goswami, while he was talking to Mahaprabhu at Prayag, Mahaprabhu explained to him the size of the living entity. What is the size? The size of the living entity is 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair. That kind of mathematics is available only in our Sampradaya, looks like. What is the size? The tip of the hair that is also very, very small, tiny, but that has to be divided into 10,000 parts. And one part is the size of the soul. And how many living entities are there? How many? Unlimited. Unlimited living entities. How many universes are there in this material world? Unlimited. And what is the size of the material world? Unlimited. And that is 1/4 of the whole creation. And 3/4 is the spiritual world. And in this 1/4 creation, there are so many universes. And we are in the smallest universe, where Brahma has only 4 heads. Once Brahma came to meet Krishna, and Brahma was stopped at the main gate. Security stopped. Why? No VIP pass was there. Brahma did not have the VIP pass. That's why he was stopped. He said, "Who are you?" He said, "I am Brahma." He said, "Okay, let me check with my Lord." The security guard entered inside and asked the Lord that Brahma has come. Then Lord said, "Ask him, who is Brahma?" So security guard came back. He said, "Who is Brahma are you?" He said, "Who is Brahma? I am the only Brahma." Because he did not know. So then it was communicated to Krishna that 4-headed Brahma. He was allowed inside. And when he entered by the arrangement of the Yogamaya potency, that Brahma could see all other Brahmas. Many, many Brahmas came. Someone was 8-headed, 16-headed, 100-headed, 1,000-headed, 100,000-headed. And by seeing that, he was amazed and he became very humble. So when we are in knowledge, we remain humble. And when we don't know things, we become proud. The cause of our pride is avidya, ignorance. So in order to understand Krishna, we have to take the humble stand. And that humble position comes through devotional service. Without service, we cannot understand. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, "Bhakta mam abhijanati." Only by bhakti, only by devotional service, Krishna can be understood. Otherwise, we can keep on asking question after question and getting answer after answer. We will not be able to understand Krishna. So, Vice Chancellor of a university came to meet Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And generally, intelligent people, educated people, they have lot of questions. That's normal. So he came and said, "I have many questions. I have to ask questions." Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, understanding his mood, he said that I am very busy today, but your question will be answered by my disciples, and my disciples are there next room, you can go there. And he went there, and that room was a deity kitchen, deity backup room. And that Vice Chancellor said, "Your Guru has sent me to you. You are supposed to answer my question." He said, "Definitely will answer your question, but today less devotees came and it is taking long time to clean the room. Why not you help us so that we can clean it faster? And we can answer you also quickly after cleaning is over." Somehow, by the association of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, Vice Chancellor was inspired to clean the room, deity kitchen. And after cleaning was over, the disciple said, "Now you can ask questions, we are ready to answer your question." Vice Chancellor said, I got all the answers. That is the power of devotional service. Only asking question is not enough. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tadviddhi pranipatena pariprasthana sevaya upadakshantita jnanam jnanina tattva darshina. In order to understand Krishna, we have to approach a bona fide spiritual master. And what is the process? First is surrender. Tadviddhi pranipatena. First we have to surrender. Then sevaya, we have to render service. After these two things are done, then pariprashnena. Then we can ask question. It's not an academic endeavor, asking question, getting answer, asking question, getting answer. That is not the way to understand Krishna. That is not the process to approach a spiritual master. That is not the way to approach a bona fide spiritual master. The process is, we have to accept the process given by Krishna, which is spoken in Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures. So surrender is very, very important, and surrender should not be taken as slavery. People think, oh, surrender, servant. People don't like to hear all these words. But this is the eternal position, whether we accept or don't accept. We are always servant. Ikela Ishvara Krishna Arsha Bhrita. Only master is Krishna. Why? What is the qualification of a master? The qualification of the master is the controller. But we want to be the controller. Right? We want to be the master. But are we able to control? Are we able to control? How many of us want old age? Those who are not old yet. Okay. We don't want to become old. We don't want to die. We don't want diseases. But that happens or not? Everybody is dying. Nobody wants to die. That is the greatest mystery. Ascharya. Yudhishthir Maharaj asked, what is the greatest mystery like this? Ascharya, wonder. He said, everybody is dying, but others are thinking, I will manage. I may not die. That is the problem. We don't want, but we are forced to. That is not enough to prove that we are not the controller. Why you are not the controller? Because we are not the proprietor. Why you are not the proprietor? Because we are not the creator. So Krishna is the creator, that's why he is the proprietor. And because he is the proprietor, he is the controller. Bhaktarang jagat aposang sarvaloko maheshwaram suidang sarvabhutanam gyattamang santam richati. Krishna says, I am the supreme enjoyer. Why? Because I am the proprietor of everything. Why is the proprietor of everything? Because he is the controller of everything. Why is the controller of everything? Because he has created everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravattate iti matta bhajante mang buddha bhava samannita. Krishna is the source of everything. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Verses after verses. So many verses are there in the scriptures to prove Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the source of everything. And who understands that, then what he does, he gives up the endeavor to become controller. It is said, in this world everybody is fearful. Why fearful? Because fear of losing. Nothing will stay with us. And we don't want to lose anything. But everything will be taken away. Our wealth, our power, our positions, everything will be taken away, including our body, which is the source of our enjoyment. Everything will be taken away. And that's why we are always fearful. Every step there is fear. Because any time that call may come, that we have to leave this world. Even the Brajavasis were in anxiety and fear. But in order to remove that anxiety and fear, Krishna told Yogamaya, go to Vrindavan. And when you take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then there will be no fear. That fearlessness is possible when Krishna gives us the protection. And when Krishna gives protection, when we take shelter of his lotus feet. So that is the secret. And Krishna is trying to establish that. The Brajavasis were completely fearless. Why? Because they have taken complete shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is Vrindavan. What is Vrindavan? Vrindavan means Krishna is the center of the life of all the Brajavasis. Vrindavan is nothing external. Vrindavan means Krishna is the center. There are 5 types of Vrindavan. Then I will complete today. 5 types of Vrindavan. First type Vrindavan is Goloka Vrindavan, which is eternally there in the spiritual world, topmost region of the spiritual world. Then when Krishna comes to this material world, he brings that Goloka Vrindavan. Just like 5,000 years ago, when he appeared, he brought that Vrindavan from Goloka Vrindavan. That is known as Bhauma Vrindavan. Then Krishna performed his pastime for 125 years. And after that Krishna left, but he left behind Vrindavan, which is now available for us. That is third type of Vrindavan. And what is fourth type of Vrindavan? Wherever pure devotee resides, that place becomes Vrindavan. Prabhupada said that my ISKCON temples are like Vaikuntha. Those who stay in the forest, those who stay in the village, they are in the mode of goodness. Those who stay in the city or towns, they are in the mode of passion. Those who spend time in brothels, clubs, they are in the mode of ignorance. And those who stay in temple, they are in Vaikuntha. So even the temple is situated in the city, but Prabhupada said, this temple of my Hare Krishna movement, the temple of Krishna consciousness movement is beyond 3 modes. It is Vaikuntha. Why? Because Srila Prabhupada is here. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is here. That's why this place becomes Vrindavan. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, Jedino grihe bhajana dekhi grihete goloko bhai. He said, whenever I see devotional service to Krishna in my home is no more my home. That is Vrindavan. That is the 4th type. And what is the 5th type? Mahaprabhu, while he was dancing in front of Jagannath, during Rath Yatra in Jagannath Puri, Mahaprabhu was singing and he was chanting a verse and he was telling, more mon Vrindavan. He said, my mind is Vrindavan. So which mind is Vrindavan? That mind which thinks about Vrindavan 24 hours a day, that mind is Vrindavan. So our journey should begin from within. We have to make our mind Vrindavan. That is the purpose of Krishna consciousness. The purpose of Krishna consciousness is to remember Krishna 24 hours a day. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That is the essence of rules and regulations of our spiritual practice. We are doing so many things. We are opening temples, we are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting our holy name, going to the pilgrimage, so many things we are doing. But what is the purpose of all this? The purpose of all this is to remember Krishna all the time, to make our mind Vrindavan. So when our mind is Vrindavan, then after leaving our body, we will go to Goloka Vrindavan. That is the perfection. So therefore, we should focus as a practicing devotee to make our mind Vrindavan. And what is the process? Process is to hear and chant. Hear and chant. Shavanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padu Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dashyam, Shakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. The process begins with hearing. When we hear attentively, with faith, then slowly our heart will be cleansed, and slowly our mind will become pure, and we will start remembering about Krishna. Just like Rukmini Devi, only by hearing about Krishna, she developed love of Godhead. Before seeing him, she developed love of Godhead. So seeing Krishna is not important. Developing love for Krishna is important. And developing love for Krishna will take place when we hear about him. Hearing is most important. Without hearing, nothing is going to happen. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Saddha Kabunai Shavanadi Suddha Chitte Karava Uday. That's why it is explained, the love of God is already there, but by the process of hearing, we can awaken that love of Godhead. That's why Srila Prabhupada has introduced, every day we should hear Srimad Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. And because of that process, we can slowly and steadily advance in Krishna consciousness, and one day our mind will become Vrindavan, and that will be the perfection of our life. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Balaram ki, Vrindavan Dham ki, Shri Hari Ram Sankirtan ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. I don't think there is time for question answer. If you have 1-2 question, because Yajna is going to start.
Hare Krishna, anybody have a question?
Namaskar, my name is Pooja. I'm first time coming to ISKCON. Thank you so much for the lecture. My question is, when we are talking about mind, it's how the awareness and the consciousness can be used to purify the mind. Is it important to have that awareness when I am talking? How awareness contributes to purification?
You can clearly ask the question. What is the question?
What is the role of my awareness in spirituality? Yeah, that is what I want to know.
What is the
Role of my awareness of consciousness.
Okay. Your role. Yeah. Prabhupada said that Krishna is there to help us. Lord is there to help us. But we have to take our own step. If we take one step, Krishna will take 100 steps. Sometimes we think, oh, when Lord will desire, that time I will go to the temple. When Lord will be merciful, that time I will start my spiritual journey. It's not going to happen like that. We have to take our step. But that step we can take only by the great fortune of the association of the devotees. Devotees are the agents of the Lord. Even if we don't have any interest in spirituality, the devotees go from home to home, town to town, city to city, country to country, knock at the door and give Krishna consciousness. Because that is the only thing that can change our life. Changing consciousness is the goal of our life. It is the transformation within that will transform our life. But we think changing externally is going to change our life. No. When change takes place within, then our life changes. That is called transformation. And that transformation takes place when we hear about the Lord in a saintly association from a saintly person. Then spiritual life begins. So your first step should be to hear about the Lord in the association of devotees, and that's why this temple has been established, so that anybody can come in and hear about Krishna from the devotees. Okay? Hare Krishna. Any other question? The Brahmanas, you can start preparing. Just wrapping up quickly.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I just wanted to know, Vasudeva, how did he got purified before Krishna was born? Like Devaki got purified for killing 3 months in her womb. Vasudeva, how did he got purified?
Everybody gets purified through the process of devotional service. Purification starts when we start hearing about Krishna. Shravanam, Kirtanam. That is the process of purification. So when you hear about Krishna, when you speak about Krishna, through that process of hearing and chanting, our consciousness gets purified. Devotional service is the process of purification. Okay? Okay then? You should search for Krishna, and when Krishna will see your sincerity, because Lord is there in your heart as Paramatma. When He will see that this soul is so sincere to search for me, then that super soul within the heart will send the spiritual master. Okay? This side, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My question is, as it is early your lectures where you says, in Kali Yuga, now Kali Yuga, our demonic forces are increasing. The demonic forces are increasing. How to overcome those demonic forces with our Bhakti and Bhakti Yoga? Does this help to overcome those demonic forces around us?
So when there is a predominant rise of irreligion or demoniac forces, Krishna appears. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunang vinashaya cha duskritam dharma samasthapanarthaya sambhavami juge juge. Right? So Krishna appears to diminish the influence of demoniac forces. And in Kali Yuga, Krishna appears in the form of holy name. Kali Yuge Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar. Krishna incarnates in this age of Kali in the form of his holy name. So in order to subdue, in order to reduce the demoniac forces of the age of Kali, the only process is to chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is the only way. Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, Bhagatirannatha. There is no other process. There is no other process. There is no other process. What is the process? Chanting of the holy name. Okay? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki.